Right, okay, I've changed my setup again, and I am putting my gloves on because I'm going to need them now. The other thing is, I can show you, well, maybe I can, can you see, is that coming out on the screen? This is what they call a Sew Steady Grid Glider, and I have sprayed that with silicone as well, alright? So that's underneath me because now I'm going to do a little bit of free motion. All I want to do is something very simple, which is I put my ruler foot on, which means to me, okay, let's get rid of my scissors, my needle falls in the centre of that circle, okay, that I normally would rest against the ruler. But it also means that my needle falls quarter of an inch away from whatever I touch with my so I'm just gonna I have done free motion quilting for quite a while now, so yeah, I should do some practice pieces to get in the groove of it, but you know, whatever. Also, yeah, that is going to work for me, isn't it? Yeah. I've got to make sure that I can freely move this as I wish to go. So, now, let's start. So I am following, I just want to do, if you like, an echo around this applique. So I'm going to start here, I think, because I don't know quite how I'm going to go around those ribbons. But I want to highlight with free motion, and I'm going to put it on a medium speed, which means I can put my foot down without it causing too much, you know, without going too fast. What else can I tell you? If you don't like free motion and you don't like doing it, or you're a bit afraid to do it, the other thing you can use with an ordinary foot, I'm trying to find it now, on an ordinary foot, is something like this. Can you see this, where it's got like crosshairs on it? Yeah, and you can snap that onto an ordinary foot, and then you can use the edge of it. Well, say you would be in the centre cross, so I would put the edge of the first red circle, no, even that edge of the inner circle, and that would give you, you can follow that around and do it with an ordinary walking foot, yeah, or whatever foot you like. But I'm going to give this a go now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, few to get going. The more you do with this, the easier it gets. Can you see I'm just keeping around, using my width of my foot as a guide. Can't bloody see now. I tell you what I haven't done, which I should have done, which was lowered my tension, because that's a bit all. Yeah, let me just go to settings a minute and go to I want that. Auto I'm coming down on the tension on your bit. Right. That's better. As I say, I should have done a few practice goes. stopping there, readjusting my quilt. See, I always find the faster you go, the easier it is. But anyway, so I know, as I said, I wasn't sure. I'm just going to go, keep it going around that bit of a hat, and then bring it down, meet up to where I was, and cut it off. Right, so that's a very easy echo outline. It's not perfect, as I said. I haven't done free motion for flipping ages. It's not perfect, but you will see if you can't see it right now, I can see it from here, but just doing that echo around that character has made the whole thing a little bit more puffed up. The character is just puffed up in the centre of that square. Now, there are other things I could do, but that's good enough for me. I know, obviously, I've got stitch in the ditch down the sides around it. I've done that as a puff up to her, so I could go on and do far more. I could do another outline, but I don't want to. That's enough for me. When you're using a batten like polyester, this Hobbs polyester, you've got something like 6 to 8 inches that you need to do between quilting, so that it doesn't, all pull away. So I'm just saying that's good enough for me. Now, I want to, oops, I'm going to have to go back and fix that. I just pulled out some of my stitch in there. No, I did that. Anyway, I'll go back to that. So that's the centre lady, yeah? So now I could, and you see how I'm rolling things up so that it's easier for me to work with. Right, now I'm going to have to roll some of the bottom up. Imagine what it's like doing a bloody king size quilt, can't you? Right, this is on your laptop. So I want to get her, yoo-hoo, where are you? I want to get her in the midst of it. Always start at, well, I like to start at the bottom or the side, because that gives me a good go. Right. Now mine always stops on one stitch, which allows me to pull the thread, to pull up the bottom thread, to make them longer. So if I was doing a professional quilt, if I was doing it, really want to do it special, I then would come back with a needle and make a knot and tie it and pull it through, so between the layers, so that you couldn't see any loose ends front or back, but I'm not in the mood for that. But that's how I would do it if I was doing it professionally. Ooh, I made a jump there. I am just literally doing this to make my characters puff out a bit. It's just an echo. Can't see where I'm going here. Is that straight up? Yeah, more or less. Please lie flat. Oh! Needle up, big jump, come back. Where were you? Needle down. Core. Flip me, that was nearly a disaster. Right. Last bit. Hang on, we're itched up here. Ah, there we are. Right. Come down, overlock a few stitches, cut it off. So now I've just done that, can you see? And that's made that character pop up. Just a quick 1/4 inch echo around the applique. I can get rid of a lot of this. Oh no, hang on a minute, while I'm here I can do, there's one in this corner, isn't there? Right, whoa. Here she is, let's get to her. You lot, behave. Let's get to my girl. Keeping it as flat as I can. Oh, I may have got a bit mad there around the dog. All screwed up a bit, I mean, just flatten out the fabric. Right. Sugar. Never mind, it won't show. And her, see? Puffed her and the dog up now, just puffed her up. Now I can roll up quite a lot of this, because I need to get, who have we got now? Oh, we've got the birdhouse now, what are we going to do with her? Do you know, as many times as I iron this, I get screwed up, but anyway, that's just one of those things, right? So now, we are in the middle of, I don't quite what I'm going to do here, but let's have a little go and see where we get to. Oh, I went a bit in there, didn't I? Yeah, I'm going to come out around these birdykins, back up to there. Okay, is everybody happy so far? Yeah. Now here's my decision. Do I go down that middle bit and up? I should really, otherwise, or shall I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Should I go down there and back up? Yeah. The bobbin thread's running out. Oh! Yeah, I did do it. Right, okay, so I can cut that thread. So that's that. Okay, so I puffed her up a bit. I've got one more to do, but I need, because it's telling me my bobbin thread is running out. I gotta look at it. No, my bobbin thread is enough to do the very last character, I hope. Which, is Fanny Annie Tickle over here. you may ask me, why are you putting on gloves? Right, these gloves are a bit dirty now, I ought to put them through the washing machine. But these gloves have got rubberized grips on the fingers, not the palm of the hand, but around, well, everywhere you can see it's dirty. Not so much the palm of the hand, but all the fingertips are rubberized, and that gives you a grip on the fabric. So that's why I put on gloves, because it gives me a better grip. Because obviously, when we're doing work like this, you need to know. Now, in this one, I'm going to have to go around the raindrops. Okay, so it's going to be more or less a big loop. But it's just enough to puff her up. So off we go. Quilting ruler. Right. So I need to start. So I'll start at the top. And we press start. What am I doing? It's foot, isn't it? I know my bobbin thread may not be big enough, but I know it is. So I am literally going to just eke around. Whenever it becomes awkward, reposition yourself. Whenever you find something you've missed, carry on. So I am just coming round. I'm keeping within that quarter of an inch. Stopping, readjusting. So it helps if you have a couple of glasses of wine before you do this. It stops your shoulders from inching up and you getting so desperate. Because you do get desperate when you're doing this, trust me. When I first started to learn to free motion quilt, I must have had a shoulder and neck ache for about a fortnight. Because you get so hyper. But the point is, you know, as you've seen with me doing this, I made a few false jumps and a few false moves. But at the end of the day, you know, a blind man would like to be able to see it. Ooh, doing really well here. Stop, girl. I gotta get to there. Okay. I know me bobbin isn't sufficient, but it is. Up to where I started, and a few stitches overneath and cut off. Right, so there we are. I've just done a lovely little free motion quilt around that character and puffed her up as well. I hope you can see that she's puffed up now, but she is. And the reason I like doing free motion, okay, if I was just using a walking foot, because you could, I showed you, you could use a walking foot or an ordinary foot to do this, but if you were stitching it on an ordinary foot, you would have to keep twisting the material to suit the fact that your foot is always walking forward. So you'd have to keep turning and keep turning and keep turning to go around it. Whereas with free motion, as you saw, I can go this way, I can come that way, I can go around there, I can go around there, I can go here, I can come out, I can go around the bottom, and I can go all up the side and what have you, all around everything and back to where I started. And my fabric, I have not twisted my fabric, have I? I've just manipulated the fabric. But I can go in any direction with a free motion foot. So that's why I advocate getting used to trying to use free motion quilting where you can. Because when you're doing a big quilt, the last thing you want to do is to be continually twisting the quilt around, yeah? It's nice to be able to go in any direction. So that's the last one finished. Now I got to take a good look at it and think about what we're going to do on the outside borders, okay? I was hoping to get to doing the borders on this video as well, but unfortunately we're already at over 19 minutes, so no, I need to take a bit more time with the borders. But I'm hoping that what you've seen about using free motion quilting has spurred you on to think, oh, actually I could do that. Just outlining a character, because it's free form, so nothing is perfect, may inspire you to give it a go. All right. I will do videos in the future taking from step one to setting it up for yourselves, so that you're ready to go. You can free motion quilt on any machine at all that you can drop your feed dogs on. If you could drop your feed dogs and put your stitch lengths down to naught, that just means that the needle is going up and down, so therefore what you do makes the stitches. How you manipulate the fabric makes stitches. Very, very easy, and I will do a video on that. But I'm hoping this gives you a little bit of insight, a little bit of encouragement, and thinking, well, I could do that. As usual, please share, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and come and join us in Crafty So-and-So's on Facebook. Thank you.